Yo, what's up, Killer Knife fans? I'm back and I got another knife, and I'm going against the grain here, going against my own words, but I had to get it. So let's jump into it. Let's see what we got. Use this Microtech Ultratech here. The serrations. I like using this to open stuff. Honestly, I find that I don't really need a knife to ever open any of these boxes, but you just do it. It's a knife channel, right? Might as well use a knife to open it. So, I'm super excited about this. This is a pretty rare knife to come by, and sure enough, I'm lucky enough to have found one. And yeah, it's gonna be freaking awesome. So, Emerson knives. Some people don't like Emerson, and that's fine. But this knife is freaking cool. See if there's any paperwork in there. Let's see. Sticker. This is really in there. A little paperwork. Famous in the worst places, guys. You could say I live in one of the worst places. So I live in New York City, and it sucks. So. And here we go. Bang. Ha. Very cool. Little Elvia. This is kind of like a karambit style. It's kind of one of a kind. This is Ed Calderon design. It's kind of like a karambit, and it's also kind of like a swayback at the same time. So definitely reverse grip it. Then there's also this grip. So you get like a lot of functionality out of this. It's kind of like a paring knife in the kitchen. And yeah, I thought it was super cool looking. I, of course, like the little skull on there. Big fan of that. So, of course, I like that. Interestingly enough, the ergonomics are actually pretty good on here. This is my second Emerson. One thing I'm extremely surprised about is the fact that, you know, this is mostly a defensive design, but Emerson chose to put no wave on it. So I find that to be interesting, to say the least. One sec. Just want to give you guys a quick weight on this. 3.4 ounces. It's very lightweight. It's a pretty small knife, which is great for, you know, for me, for a fifth pocket carry. And I always like to have something defensive on me. A lot of times I'll carry, you know, something like this, or I carry a neck knife, and you know, maybe some knuckles or something like that. This is very cool, very interesting. I think it'll take a bit of time to get used to as far as functionality, and I'd like to look more into actually the intended purposes and uses of the knife so that I can practice with it. I notice a lot of people, and Emerson especially, and I'm not trying to take away business from anybody, but people will buy training knives, and it's like, you know, there's a couple options you have there that you don't need to purchase another knife made out of plastic or with a fake blade. You know, you can easily tape off the edges here, or you can use a fixed blade with the sheath on it, which would actually increase some of your mobility. I understand that, you know, you'll lose some of the functionality there in the training purposes, but, you know, if you look at this, there's plenty of room between the liners and the blade. You could easily wrap tape around this to train with this, and my opinion is it'll still work. So if it was me, I mean, you have the money, whatever, buy a training knife. But for me, I'd rather train with the exact same knife I'm going to be using. Creates a lot more functionality for me, rather than switching back and forth between two different knives. The action on this knife is really great, actually. Pretty surprised by that compared to my other Emerson. Looks like it's running on steel washers instead of Teflon like the CQC7. So it's probably partly a good reason why. Very cool knife, very stylish, very tiny, you know, reasonable size, but pretty small. And I can definitely, it's kind of like a talon. Actually putting it here in the meat of my hand here, in between my finger, I can actually, my fingers actually goes right where the liner is, and I could see using this just like this. It's very interesting. Never thought of that. This is a very functional defensive tool. Subscribe, like, comment, guys. I'm not going to keep you too long today. I got more stuff coming, and have a killer day.